Hi guys, I hope you're well. I just woke up, accidentally fell asleep. I planned to watch the film and I think I fell asleep like 20 minutes in. And then I woke up and the end credits was rolling, so yeah. And as you can see from my eyes, I am very tired. So I failed my test today. So, I'll fill you in right there. Get this sitting comfortable first for me to fill you in. Okay, so I was doing a parallel park, okay, and I seen a dog, and I was like, I'm just really cautious of this dog. I knew the dog was gonna go onto the road. I work with animals, I know dogs' body language. I was like, that dog's gonna go onto the road. And he was like, never pay attention to the dog. No, it's not, no, it's not. That's clearly a very well-behaved dog, if it's off the leash and I'm in busy street like this. But the time that he got the words "a busy street like this" out, the dog went onto the road. As I predicted, a little 3-year-old, he looked about 3, little kid that was with this dog also ran out into the road. I was doing a parallel park as this happened. I swerved the car left because they were coming this way. And I, just maternal instinct, I was like, I cannot hit that child, like whatever I do. I would rather be in a car crash than hit a child. I swerved the car. So yeah, I knew I immediately failed there and then. Because I swerved the car a wee bit, it went up into a curb when I was doing a parallel park. And then the second thing is I thought it was a 40 road, the speed, but it was a 30. And I didn't realise, so I was in the wrong. I just got confused with the street. It was the street ahead that was a 40, but the one I was in was a 30. And yeah, he was like, you were speeding. A few things, the instructor was a bit of a dick, so to hear this, so the examiner actually crashed in to my instructor's husband this morning. I can't make this up. This would only happen to me. Like, my friend was like, Sarah, this shit would only happen to you. I was like, why is my life a TV drama series? So my instructor, her and her husband have a driving school, obviously, because they do it together. And one of the examiners went into the back of her husband this morning. And what examiner was it? The examiner that I had. And like the difference in the examiners, so like a guy, John, got called for his test and then it was me. And the guy, John, that got called, like, she's like, oh John, like, you know, like, good luck and all blah blah. She's been really nice. And mine was just Sarah. Just dull, straight face. And I was like, okay, here we go. A slip road was joining into the road I was in, and I looked behind my shoulder because it was a blind spot. And he was like, you don't look over your shoulder. And I was like, 2 different instructors I had said you look over your shoulder for a slip road. And I was like, yeah, you do. And he was like, no, you don't. And anytime I was trying to explain it, he's like, no, 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 you don't do it. And when he was giving the results, I told the instructor, blah blah blah, and they were having a dispute for about 10-15 minutes. All I heard was her saying like, you shouldn't have faulted her for that. And I was like, oh dear. I was getting a bit like, so I closed the door. I couldn't hear anything. But we hear this, he made a comment, so obviously because I was speeding, right, because I thought it was a 40, he made a comment saying, why do all women drivers do that? Like, he was like, it's only women, that's such a woman thing. Like, and he was just saying like, you woman. Like, I was like, it's a bit sexist. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a woman myself, and like sometimes I make fun of women drivers, like my mom for example. Like, it's just something like, but it's good-hearted, it's light-hearted. But he was actually saying this like when giving the results to one of his students. I was like, you shouldn't have said that. I didn't hear him say that, to be fair. If I did, I would have been like, that's really sexist of you. So don't want to get you again as an examiner. But I thankfully didn't hear it because she was too busy fighting my corner, because she was like, you shouldn't have faulted her for that. Like, you do have to look. And he was like, no, 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 no. So yeah, they were having a debrief for like 10 minutes if you have to look over your shoulder or not for a slip road. And I was like, and then when I failed and I told my mum and my brother-in-law and like my best friend, everyone that drives, they were like, yes you do, of course you look over your shoulder for a slip road, I'm meant to see a blind spot. And I was all, this is what I'm saying, but apparently I'm wrong. So yeah, I was really annoyed about that, but I'm just kind of like over it now. I've rebooked the test, so hopefully I can go over things that I like wasn't the greatest on in the next lesson or two. But that guy was definitely a dick, and even when my instructor got in the car, she was like, he was so dry with me compared to like what he usually is, and it's obviously because he crashed into Thomas this morning, and I was like, Thomas is her husband, and I was like, well, it's not my fault. So yeah, that is a bit annoying, but at the end of the day, I would have rather failed than like ran over a child. It's just a shit hand. It was just extremely bad luck, to be honest. Like, even the examiner was like, that was just bad luck. Even the dick guy. So yeah, it was just bad luck for me to get a dog and a kid to run out, a little kid to run out into the road. It's just the fact I kept saying, I'm really cautious of this dog here, and he was like, don't pay attention to the dog, pay no heed to the dog. And he was like, that dog's clearly a well-behaved dog if it's off the leash on a main road. And just as he was saying it, the dog went to the road, and I was like, I knew it. And the little kid obviously ran onto the road because he was running after his doggy. So yeah, it was just shit luck, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. I knew I failed as soon as that happened, so I was just like, you're so beautiful. It's fine, I've got it booked again for 2 weeks, so we will go again then. Yeah, as I said, I was asleep before I recorded this, so I think I'm going to leave it there because my eyes are generally shutting together. I am so tired. I've been up since 7, and it was just a stressful day, and then I got that news and I was just like, that's just annoying. But yeah, I am going to leave it there. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.